Welcome to the podcast, everybody. So we have two outstanding wrestlers this podcast that we're going to be talking to. We're going to be talking to Grigor Cholakyan and Nico Shahakian. Okay.
There you go.
Obviously, two studs. Nico just coming off his Super 32 phenomenal event and
Bosco Armenian Mafia in the building right here.
And so we're going to let you guys talk a little bit about yourselves. So Grigor, if you don't mind, give us a little intro, and then we'll kick over to Nico.
Yeah, my name is Grigor Cholakyan. I'm a senior at Bosco, committed to Stanford, and just excited.
I'm Nico Shahakian, junior at Bosco, and excited for the season.
So we had them on. Well, how long ago did we interview you guys again the first time? Like 2-3 weeks, maybe.
Like almost a month ago.
It's been a month ago.
We had some technical issues, so hopefully those have worked out. Now we got them back.
Right. So we are really happy you guys were able to come back on and kind of go through this, because the audience is not going to get a chance to see all that other stuff. But we definitely want to talk to you guys and see what you guys have been up to, and then more importantly, look, the season's getting ready to get kicked off. It's my favorite time of year, right? I can feel it. It's in the air. So we're excited. How are you guys feeling about this season so far? I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, real excited. Our team's looking pretty good. Our minds are in the right place, and excited to wrestle these tough tournaments and hopefully end up on top.
And Nico, what do you think? I mean, this season, obviously you just came off of a huge Super 32 showing, right? You went out there. I think you beat Herrera, who was a California kid himself, right into the finals.
32 final, basically.
That was awesome. That was awesome. So, can you talk a little bit about that, and what do you think?
I'm excited for the season. I'm excited to bang with the best kids in the state, obviously, hopefully get some Cody Merrill action in there,
There you go. Yeah, well, that's a big anticipated match that everybody's looking forward to. Now, Nico, was your Super 32 win, was that your first belt that you won? Did you win one, like either elementary or middle school or anything like that?
Yeah. No. First belt.
Win a belt senior year. Now, Gregor, you've gone to Super 32 a few times, right, in place and all that?
Yeah, I got fourth last year.
Nice. That's real good. Now, the last time we were on, Gregor, we were talking you being a Stanford commit, they just switched coaches. When we talked to you last time, you hadn't gone and met the new coaches yet. Now, have you gone and done that? Have you done another visit and meet the new coaches and all that?
Yeah, in mid-October, I did another official. Met Coach Ayers and Coach Bruckey. I love them. They're legit, and really excited for them.
So anything change from the coaching, change or anything that you weren't expecting, or you were just excited to be out there and go after it?
I'm just excited. I know the coach is changing. Wasn't going to change my decision. And the scholarship stayed true to the numbers, and just excited I want to finish the season off strong.
Well, that's big, right? Because it gives you that stability. Yeah, it gives you a good going into it. You know what you're getting yourself into. And now, Nico, you're an Arizona commit, right? And how's that going for you? What was that process like for you when you finally made? I know there were some ties there, and you already have a good connection to them. So, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was good. Because it's Coach Thompson, we just built a huge connection. And, of course, Zeke Jones, Lee Pritz, Coach Frank, even Vincenzo in there. But it just felt like home once I got there. They've always been to Bosco to watch some of our practices, Kyle Valencia, Nico Ruiz, all those guys. But they didn't talk to me back then, but saw them looking a little bit, so it got me a little excited. And, I committed pretty early to, compared to other kids. But I just knew my spot. I knew where I wanted to be. So it was worth committing early.
Well, that's important, right? Because you don't have that pressure. You don't have okay, well, what do I want to do? And all these people still calling you. It was something that we had talked to last week. We had Daniel Zapata on, and he was talking about how chaotic it can be during the recruiting process, right? I don't know if you guys felt the same thing, but they were constantly calling, and there was that pressure to, hey, we want to land this guy. How do we get him here? But it sounds like you guys pretty early on kind of knew what you wanted to do. Does that sound about right?
Now, Gregor, in the Stanford room, you got some good guys that you could roll around with. I mean, you got Jaden Abbas, who I think he'll still be there next year.
Yeah.
and then Danny Cardenas.
Cardenas is there. Is he still there? Right?
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, and they just picked up a pretty decent recruiting class with you too. So you're gonna have some really good partners in that room to help get you better and develop you more, man.
Yeah, for sure. And adding on to that, over the summer, right before Fargo, I was there for 2 weeks just training with Guffey, Parco, Consiglio, all those recruits that are around my weight. And yeah, just iron sharpens iron, I guess.
That's really good. Yeah, that's it. And you guys are kind of like that in at Bosco too. You guys have a really good squad too. That tell us about you guys' team a little bit, because me and Juan have talked about it going into the season. You guys can have a pretty solid squad that could do some make some noise at the state tournament this year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if you guys knew who Joe Antonio was before Super 32, but yeah, he was hiding under a rock until then.
Yeah, as his teammates, did that surprise you guys too? Because I mean, he's always been pretty good. He's been a state placer and all, though. But I mean, taking a second at Super 32, huge leap. That's a big difference.
Yeah, I didn't really see any surprises because I trained with him all day. He's my training partner, but yeah, it's what I expected.
Nico, what about you, Nico? Did that surprise you?
Yeah, not at all. Joe's my guy. He came in so confident in this tournament. Off the first match, he was just going at it. He teched the kid in like a period or something like that. And I knew he was ready. We talked about this all week, just like going in there doing our thing. I don't think he took second either. I think he won the tournament, but that's just my opinion.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was watching it Matt's side. I was super disappointed that the ref let LaDarian Lockett get away with that crap, right? Where he started doing this and he gave himself that little timeout because I would tell people Joseph had him on the ropes, man. He came with a different game plan. I was a little surprised that he cut him at the he took. What did he choose? He chose on the third period. He chose neutral, right? And instead of getting his one, so it could be 1-1 and then go get a takedown. But either way, he was having him on the ropes, and that's unfortunate because I do think. And then LaDarian all of a sudden he has his energy to go around and dance around and do all that nonsense when the match was over. But I agree with you. I think it's unfortunate that those things do happen. But what did he say about that match? Did he talk a little bit about that? Like, oh man, that was crazy. I ran out of time. I could have got there.
Yeah, Joe's just he doesn't trip. How Coach Valencia says, he doesn't trip. It happens.
Yeah, because even wrestling from a knee, like he was wrestling them from a knee and trying to slow them down, and it was just a different strategy. And I don't think LaDarian was ready for that. He didn't know what to do with it. Now, is
Joseph? Is he a senior this year as well? Like
Nico's a junior, and so is Joseph.
Nice. So Grigor says he works out with Joseph Antonio. Nico, you're a big ass dude. Who the hell do you work out with, dude?
I work in with Grigor and Julian as well. Joe.
Grigor, how the hell do you work out with this big old monster over here?
On, man.
Yeah, it just gives me different looks. We just get after it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine the kind of looks he's giving you.
Oh my god.
Now, Nico, I mean it with all compliments, dude. But I remember when I seen you. So obviously we talked to you a few weeks back, and when I seen you at the restaurant, man, I did not realize how big you are, dude. Like you're big, dude. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm like 5'6" either, but still, I was like, damn, Nico's a big ass kid, man. Now, can you still do backflips and all that stuff like you did at state tournament? Because you've put on a little bit of size even since last year.
Yeah, I still can.
See, he's very dynamic. I'm telling you.
No, that's
268 in after practice, and I had a backflip at practice too, so it was all good.
I was hoping to see it after the Super 32 final, but you didn't throw it out there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna really celebrate against Peanut. Peanut's my guy. I'm not gonna do that to him.
There you go. You guys have a relationship then.
Well, that was a good match too, man. Like, were you guys have wrestled before, or this was the first time you guys have met?
I've never wrestled. Yeah, the first time.
Yeah. What did you think? Were you surprised, or was he surprised by you? Or because I watched that go back and forth a little bit, and then
I feel like it was kind of mixed. I didn't expect him to be that heavy. He was insanely heavy. He put his hands on me, and I was just like, yeah. He's big.
You guys are both really athletic for as big as you guys are.
Yeah.
Now, Grigor, obviously, Nico's going to heavyweight this season. What are you kind of projected at for this season, if you want to say?
Yeah, I'm gonna be wrestling at 157 this year. So yeah, excited to wrestle that big. Getting bigger, not cutting that much, but yeah.
So Nico's already said he wants to get that Merrill match. Is there anybody that's been wrestling so far that you've noticed around that weight class that you're excited to kind of get your hands on this season?
My guess would be Contino and Barbosa at that weight, but yeah, probably those two. I don't know who. Maybe a Priest. Priest will probably be at that weight. Just whoever, scrap with all those kids.
Well, yeah, it depends on these. It's going to be interesting this year.
All those kids.
Yeah, I think the weights will move around a little bit. I think you'll see people shuffling and trying to wear one to make their lineup, and then two, figure out where they end up for the state tournament. But that's good. So, Grigor, is there? So for you, I think we talked about this a little bit last time, and I wanted to kind of get your guys' take on this. So, freestyle versus folk style, all day long. What do you guys think?
I for sure like freestyle better, but I don't have a problem with folk style because I feel like both styles add on to each. Like folk style can make you a better freestyle wrestler, and being good at freestyle can make you a better folk style wrestler.
I think I'd say the same. Both styles help each other out. And I think Greco helps with positioning a lot. Like people don't notice it, but like the footwork and like the pressure elevating into people it's crazy how much it helps.
Right. Now, Nico, you were a world team member this last year, right?
Yeah.
Kind of tell everybody your experience out there, on the wrestling and just the trip itself a little bit.
Yeah. It was good, traveling with the whole USA team, just off the top of my mind, Henry Cholakyan from California. He's a stud. Sam Herring, Bishop McCourt, Adam Waters, Faith Christian. There's just some hammers there. Even in Greco, they're usually folk style kids, but there's some hammers in Greco. It was a great experience going out of the country, going halfway across the world. It was awesome traveling with those guys and just having that atmosphere of just everyone wanting to wrestle. And it's only wrestling there. Like on that side of the world, they only have wrestling. And they train it all day long, school and just wrestle. So that's what separates, the US from other countries is that they dedicate everything to wrestling. And, I respect that a lot. And it's just crazy how much they know about wrestling and how much like they want to keep learning about it. So just talking to all those international guys, it was awesome. Great experience.
Now, by any chance, did any of your coaches or any like your family members, were they able to make that trip with you?
Yeah, my dad came with me, but not any coaches.
Was that good to have somebody there with you like that, or was it? I mean, just to share that experience with you?
Yeah, it was pretty good. He got a little taste of where I was at, taste of the World Championships. I'll be there again for sure, so he'll see me again. But it was fun to have someone else there that I knew, and I feel safer there at a different country with someone I know for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
I would imagine so. Yeah. So, I mean, are you guys' families really involved in your guys' wrestling? Like everyone's real super supportive and they go everywhere when you guys go everywhere?
Yeah, both my parents, my sisters, they like supporting the sport, my journey. Yeah.
So here's a question for both of you, because I have this conversation all the time. Who's louder in your corner? Is it your mom or your dad? Who's louder in the corner?
Dad for sure. Dad for sure. Yeah.
It's my dad too, yeah.
Your dad?
Dad for sure.
It's my dad too, yeah.
You could hear him? Okay. All right.
See, it's opposite over here, I think. I think the moms for our kids are way louder than we are for anything else. Especially if they lose.
Well, they're crazy parents, right? Like everybody has crazy parents, but it's good because let's be honest, you probably know how much your parents sacrificed for both of you to get to where you're at. And so, I mean, how important is that, right? Like the family for both of you to be able to be supportive in this and to help you through whatever, the wins, the losses, all of it, right?
Okay, I'll go first. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little weird hearing him yell that much, but You know, he sacrificed so much for me just to be successful at this sport and in life. And so, yeah, that's the least that he could do. You know, let him support me, come to all my tournaments, yell. But yeah, I'm just grateful that he's sacrificed so much, not for just me, for me, but also for my family, so we could all succeed. And yeah, just blessed.
Sometimes he's a little much, but it's all good. I know what he's doing, and sometimes it doesn't get to my head, but sometimes like, calm down, let me do my thing. But it happens. I know what he's coming from. I do that sometimes with our kids, but I know that he's just trying to be supportive, trying to get me better. But yeah, sometimes it's a little much, but you got to take it, I guess.
Now you guys go to Bosco. It's an all boys school, correct?
Yeah.
How does that work, man? You guys, I mean, is that you guys don't mind it? There's no girls on campus, man. Kind of take your guys' mind off of wrestling a little bit.
I mean, I don't mind it personally, but it worked out pretty good for me. But less drama, less beef and stuff. But that's about it.
Grigor,
Gregor's thinking about
he's
that.
not nah, man.
Yeah, same.
Same.
Yeah, same. Going into my freshman year, I was like a little weirded out, but yeah, but I got used to it.
So I would imagine that'd be a little different.
Well, I would think it's just less of a distraction, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's to me, it's like they get focused. Obviously, you can see they're high level caliber kids doing what they need to do, and then
Well, they're there for a purpose.
right.
So back to you guys' team a little bit. So wrestling season, basically the season underway. Actual affiliated practices have started. So what's a normal practice day for you guys? Is it pretty intense, or you guys they just kind of go through position stuff, or just tell us a little bit about your guys' practice?
Yeah, we do a lot of technique. We start off jog around, stretch out, we hand fight, technique, either feet, defense, top, bottom, front headlock, and get some live in. And then we usually get lifts after, but on Wednesdays and Saturdays we condition. But yeah, it's real intense in my opinion because Ruben Valencia likes to push us because preparation is what builds your confidence.
Nico, what about for you, man? I'm sure you kind of have a different wrestling practice than some of these other guys a little bit, being a bigger guy.
I mean, not really. Ruben just puts me through whatever practice they're doing. It's the same wrestling. That's what he says. So same thing.
Going into this season that you want to accomplish, that you would say, obviously, everybody's, hey, you want to be a state champion or whatever, but are there other goals that you're setting for yourself in order to prepare you for that next level at the college level?
Yeah, definitely just trying to not be as nervous, just wrestle. Wrestling's wrestling, whether you win or lose, the sun's going to rise tomorrow. And yeah, obviously I want to win everything this year, but my goal is to be the best version of myself. And that'll only happen if I wrestle like myself.
Because, I mean, you look pretty calm and collective, right? Like, I mean, even in your matches, it just seems like, there's not a lot of the emotional surge that goes through that. Is that just something you learned over the years? Is that something, and I'll give that to both of you?
Yeah, when I was younger, like let's say probably ended my sophomore year, but I was a little nervous, I was lacking strength. I wouldn't get tired, but it was definitely strength. Yeah, I would be more nervous, but definitely starting my junior, senior year, I was more calm, I was just confident, less nervous.
Yeah, my freshman year, I was probably the most nervous kid getting out there to wrestle. Even though I knew I could beat the kid, I was just still nervous to, what if I mess up? But, sophomore year kind of went away. End of sophomore year, it completely went away. I was confident all the time. Besides that finals match, that was probably the most nervous I've ever been. That was insane. I don't know why I was so nervous, but, it still came out on top.
You couldn't tell that you were nervous because
You look like you were having fun.
Yeah, if I recall, I mean, you kind of just went right after him as soon as the whistle blew. So you definitely didn't look nervous.
I was insanely nervous until I took him down the second time. That's when I was like, all right, I'm winning this match. But now I'm just going out there to wrestle. Having fun, just doing my thing. Came to do what I need to do. I trained so hard just to get to this tournament. I'm not going to let it just go away. All that training and all that hard work put in, I want it to count for something. So I'm just not going to get my nerves on top of my confidence.
We've had a couple of youth high school wrestlers on recently, like you guys and Daniel, Zepeda, and all those guys, and you guys all kind of seem to have the exact same type of mindset.
Yeah.
So I think that's really telling on any kids that want to kind of get to where you guys are at. But all three of you guys' mindsets are really similar on how about that. So all that confidence you guys have, that just comes from all the hard work you guys put in, just the constant thousands of hours of drilling and everything.
Yeah, basically, it's just we work hard for a reason. So that's the end of the goal. Get your hand raised. All that hard work is worth it.
How does having Ruben Valencia? So we'll talk a little bit about this. I know in the other interview, I wish we would have got those bits because it was really good stuff. But what can you guys talk a little bit about your coach, what he means to you, what he means to the program, and kind of what has helped you evolve from what he's done with you guys? And I know it's a very intense room. From everybody I hear, it's like it's focused and there's no days off, right? There's no that kind of thing. Like you're going for a purpose. So can you guys both talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Ruben, obviously he's the head guy. I feel like he's the key to the Bosco's success. He always wants every single one of the guy that's giving their full effort to succeed. So yeah, I feel like Ruben, he genuinely cares for all of us, and we're gonna succeed because of him and the way he pushes us, all the practices he puts us through, and yeah, we wake up at 5:30 a.m. to train on Fridays. And, we don't do that just for fun. We do that to win.
So Ruben he's a great coach, great person. He just wants you to be the best version of yourself, even if it's in like school or life in general. He just wants you to be what your potential is. And, Ruben might be a little mean sometimes, but it's for the best. And he kicks some kids out of the room if you're just not acting right. And, that just shows how hard the room is. If you're messing around, you don't belong in that room. It's just like we have Jesse Grajeda, Joe Antonio, Sean Wilcox, all those studs, and you can't mess around. You can't just disengage from being locked in. You got to just stay locked in the whole time. Do your thing, do your drilling, do it with a purpose. That's what he says. He said, drill with a purpose. So just building off of that and just keep getting better from that. And he's just a great coach. All he wants is the best.
With the season started on that, what's your guys' I'm assuming your guys' schedule's out. What's your guys' first thing you guys are going to? When's your guys' first competitions?
We compete in 2 weeks at South Torrance, like Spartan kickoff or something like that. And then Westminster, Reno, Doc B, all that stuff. Reno TLC and then Doc Buchanan. Yeah.
There you go. Well, that might be.
But we've never been, right? Is that a lot of fun? I mean, would you say that's because it's obviously at the same time that the Zinkin is going on for Buchanan kids. Right. So, but how is that over there at Reno TSVs?
It's a fun trip. We fly out as a team, all do our thing and it's fun. We have fun after. It's at like the little casino hotel. We just do what wrestlers do, I guess. Have fun.
That's fine. So that might be the first matchup between Nico and Merrill.
Yeah, because usually Gilroy will go to that.
Gilroy usually goes to TLC as well. So that'd be an early headline right there.
Reno TLC, Doc B, and then State. That would be pretty cool.
Was there something in particular that you guys could share with people about the recruiting process that you would say you would have done different or learned about, or something you can give advice to these kids as they're getting looked at themselves when they go through that process, right? Like, I don't think people understand how scholarships work in college for wrestlers, because it's very rare to get a full scholarship, right? And what they do to augment that, or what they can talk to you about. If any of you want to share any of that.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. So yeah, obviously you're going to get bombarded with phone calls from all the college coaches when the day hits. Just listen to what the coaches have to say. And for me, I knew where I wanted to go, or like at least the top 5. One thing I wish that I did different was tell all the other coaches that I'm probably not going to go to this school, and just stick with the top 5, because then they just keep on bugging you, like trying to say oh, you should come out, stuff like that. As respectfully as they could take it, but I feel like set your top 5 at least a month or like a couple weeks after the date. And also keep your grades up and perform well in wrestling. That's the only way that you could get the high scholarship. Just as important as the results are, the grades are, because the grades could really help with getting a good scholarship number and with money and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with Grigor there. Just tell the coaches that like you're not going to go there, because then they just keep calling you. They keep having hopes about you, and I had to do a couple of those calls like the second day that I started getting the calls. I was just saying like I don't plan on going to this university. Thank you for your time. Just stuff like that. Just be as nice as possible. There, some coaches aren't going to take it well, but it's all good. That's how the recruitment process works. Yeah, I mean, I had my top three since like last year. I knew where I wanted. I knew it was between ASU, Michigan, Oregon State, Purdue, and Penn State. That was my top five, and that's been in the top five for a while. But if you have like your major, where your major is, where like you want to be located, if you want to go out, like all the way to like Pennsylvania, or you want to stay like close to home. That's a big thing for me, staying close to home. And Arizona was pretty close, so that was a big factor for mine. And also, like, if you can make a pros and cons list about every college, I would do that for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good advice.
That's just good advice, right?
Because just in general, yeah.
Because even I agree with you guys. I think when you start talking to them and you tell them, hey, look, if they're not even on your list, they may not like the way that things are going, but at least you're honest with them, because they can inundate you, right? I'm sure they can continue to bug you and be until they get a definitive answer, like no, then they're probably going to keep pinging you, right? Until you say, look, I've narrowed it down. I'm sorry. I appreciate your time. Thank you for considering me, but I'm looking at something else.
So with both of you, and you guys could both answer this. So going to college, and like Nico, you said it, kind of what you want to do. So what are your guys' aspirations for after that? Like, what are you guys going to try to major?
For me, I might want to become a lawyer. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Obviously my dad's gonna guide me through a career. He's been real successful at what he does. He's a chiropractor, but I don't really want to become a doctor. We'll see. A businessman, entrepreneur, lawyer, something like that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take kinesiology as my major, and then hopefully in 4 years I can get my bachelor's in kinesiology, get it, and then go to physical therapy school after that, become a certified physical therapist, and then after that, hopefully become a chiropractor like Grigor's dad, and that's like my plan. That'll be great.
So do you guys get free adjustments then all the time?
Right.
Yeah, we do.
That's good, man. Well, you got to have a plan, right? And look, wrestling, this is what I tell people. Wrestling is opening doors for you guys, obviously. That people wanted you because of what you can do. But if you can get an education in the process and you can help yourself because of all of the sacrifices your parents made and everybody else that's helped you, why not, right? Like, take advantage of that, because they're paying you or they're getting you educated so you can go wrestle for them and still love and do what you love, right? Because I got to believe both of you have aspirations of doing it potentially at the international level or at the next senior level, right?
All right. Well, we'll wrap this up probably, guys. Is there anything you guys want to add before we wrap this up? Shots out or anything you guys want to talk about real quick?
Yeah, I just want to, shout out the Bosco team. Chemistry hasn't been 100% right now, but hopefully we can build it through the season, through the thick and thin. All my teammates going down from 106 to me, if we can just all get our minds right and just keep pushing it, we'll be all good. So shout out the Bosco wrestling team. We're coming for y'all this year.
Yeah, I guess shout out to the Bosco team. It's we're coming for all the other teams, whatever. Yeah. I think we're gonna definitely shock some people. Our lineup's pretty good. Everything could always be better, but I think as time passes, we're all gonna be locked in and should do good.
Three things that people may not know or that people, would be kind of cool.
Yeah, what do you do on your downtime?
Little trivia. I collect this. I do that. Whatever.
I gotta think. I guess I like hiking. Although I'm like committed to Stanford, I don't really like reading books or anything like that. And probably gonna have to change that. But I also like golfing. Getting into that. That's fun.
Okay.
Then what is it with golfing?
I mean, I don't know. Are you good at it? Are you like, you do pretty good?
No,
Dude,
no, I'm not good, but it's fun.
Daniel Zepeda, we said that he was on the golf team last year.
He said he tried out for
giveaway.
golfing and he couldn't even hit the ball. They said they didn't even take him to the tournaments. That was how bad it was. Like they just kept him home and said, no, brother, you're not making the squad.
I don't get the golf thing.
Well,
Yeah, I'm chased around. I guess. Nico, what about you, bud?
Come on, Nico. Give us something good too.
Yeah, Salas isn't very good at golf. I golf all the time. I golf almost every weekend. I'm decent. I'm getting better, but I'm pretty decent. Could always be better. Not Tiger Woods yet. Always be better.
Maybe it's because we suck, dude. Like I can
hit the ball. I don't know about that. I can hit the ball.
I can't hit
when
that.
we go out there, I remember that thing. We went to Top Golf in Vegas, and I was hitting the ball. I'm just saying.
Can't hit the ball for shit. I'm too competitive to not be good at something. I get pissed off.
All right, Nico. What else? Like you like to golf? Sounds like you golf every weekend. What else? What else do you like to do for fun, or other things that you enjoy?
So I collect and resell shoes. That's just another thing. Not wrestling shoes. Don't hit me up for wrestling shoes, please. I don't have anything.
Like dunks and stuff, or what?
Yeah, like dunks. Ones, fours, all of them.
So what do you like, dunks and Jordans and shit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You got any 9.5s, dude? What you got over there, dude?
A size 10, 9. Grigor selling some stuff. Might have a 9 in there. 9.5.
Oh, you sell it too, Grigor?
All right, on.
Oh, you guys got to post that on Instagram and we check some of these shoes out, dude. I like dunks and Jordan 1s, man.
For sure. Yeah.
All right, so you got the shoes, you got the golf, and you got one more. Anything else you could think of that you'd like to put out there that you do?
And Nico, your girlfriend's going to be mad at you not doing her a shout out. She lives in clothes, dude. You're not giving her a shout out, bro?
Oh, and I also really like my girlfriend.
I mean, that's something impressive, right? You're both number one in the country at your guys' weights, right?
I'm not number one yet, but in the junior rankings, I'm the one. Not counting the seniors. And then we both won Super 32 together, so it's pretty cool.
Hey, well, listen.
We both won Super 32 together, so it's pretty
There you go. That's cool.
Well, guys, we really appreciate you coming on and doing this again. I know the last time was just very disappointing because we had so much good content, but the audio wasn't right. I think this time is much better, and I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys coming on and being patient after that last one, man. We were glad to get you guys back on, and hopefully your friends and your family will enjoy it.
Sounds good. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Yep. I'll let you know when I'm in Clovis. I'll take Grigor with me. We'll all go together. All right. Sounds good. You too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for sure. Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys.